I mean, some of these things, when I look back at them, I'm just like, Yasser, what were you thinking? Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Yasser again, another video. This thing, what is going on here? Why does this listen to every single word I say? That is really creepy. I make videos about university and college and whatever you can do to make the most of your time there. Let's get right into it. What are the biggest mistakes I've made? What are the biggest mistakes I see most students making when they come to another country to study? Number one is scams and random deals they get offered. Now, I know so many people who land in the country, get a new phone connection, get a text saying, hey, you just won $500, or your bank just transferred this much money into your account. Click here, log in with your bank details, and we'll transfer you all the money. I know someone who lost $2,000 in their first semester with one of these scams. You want to be really careful because a lot of them sound very enticing. What happens is sometimes they call you and say, hey, if you don't respond to this phone call in 5 minutes with your credit card details, we're going to arrest you. And a lot of students come from new countries, they're scared, they don't really know what's going on, what the policy is, what kind of bills they have to pay, so they get really confused and they panic and they pay these people. And some of them, it just takes them a long time to actually recover the money, if they haven't recovered. So make sure if you get any offers about sending someone money, don't fall into it. Ask your advisors, ask your superiors, know it's legit. And anyone asking you for your bank details through a text or on the phone through a pre-recorded message is likely to be a scam. Number two is finding a place to live. I cannot stress the importance of doing your research before you come to the country. And that too, intelligent research. I'll tell you my example. When I was coming to Canada, I was looking at a lot of places for rent, and I found some people on Facebook that were in the vicinity of the campus. So I asked, hey, what's a good location to find a good place? I wasn't looking for a place for them to recommend, I was just looking for a location. And then the guy replied, hey, this is the link, go apply here, and just pay your deposit by this date, and this room is yours. And I was just like, hey buddy, I'm not looking for a room, I just want to know where I can find a decent location that's near the university. And he was so hell-bent on getting me to get that particular room, and in the back of my mind, it just didn't really make sense. Now that I came to university, I realized a lot of these people, a lot of these students who really want to rent out a room, they kind of take advantage of new students coming in who don't know the prices, who don't know the locations, and they just stick them in with a contract, and once they actually get to the country, they're stuck. Even if the person is from your country, seems really trustworthy, I would never recommend straight hopping into a lease. Maybe it's a month-to-month thing, you can figure it out, but especially if you're not in the country yet, don't sign anything. Unless it's with the university, because then you know there's credibility. Number three, and this is a very common one, just about everyone does it, including myself, is when you land in a new country, you start doing all of the math in your head. Okay, this was this much in my country, and if I multiply this by the currency of this country, then it's going to cost this much. Therefore, I'm paying 43 cents more than what I should be paying for this particular product compared to what I pay back home. Okay. You are going to do maths till the end of time because no prices will match the same as back home. You will drive yourself insane doing these calculations. Accept that prices are the way they are. Try to get a general idea for how much things cost. Of course, the more branded things are, the more expensive they tend to be, but just make sure you're not walking around with a mental calculator in your head and you're just calculating all of your expenses. With that, when you come to the new country, make sure to familiarize yourself with the notes. I've seen so many people on their first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in the country, and when someone asks them, okay, this is how much your food's gonna cost, and they take out like a bunch of notes, one's 100, one's a 50, one's a 10, and they're just looking at them like, okay, which one to go? And a lot of times, if you're not careful and you hand someone a $100 bill, they're not gonna give it back to you. They're not gonna say, oh, you probably didn't mean to give 100. Number four is another money tip, and it is avoid that first month buying frenzy. What I mean by this is when you're in a new country, you're newly independent, your parents send you out with a bunch of cash, or you land in with a bunch of your savings, you're in a new country, there's all kinds of sales going on, you really want to buy a lot of random shit. Oh, I need this pillow, I need this little monkey, I need this rug for my apartment, I need this ceiling fan. No, you don't need any of it. Save that money because in the first few months you will have a lot of unexpected costs, random things. You're just like, I had to pay for that, I had to pay for that. And then when you really need money for those things, you run out because you bought yourself a custom ice cream maker or a popcorn machine or something like that. In the first few months, avoid spending money as much as you can. And if you can find a job, even better, but still. And no, you don't need a PS4. You just landed in the country, man. What are you doing? Number 5 is missing the orientation. Hey, you are new at the university. You just got to college. You need to meet some people. If you come and you just stay in your room for the first month, for the first 2 months, and you miss out orientation, guess what? When everyone's on the same playing field, everyone's new, everyone's nervous, everyone's trying to mingle around, that's your best opportunity to make friends. And if you don't go to orientation, you're missing your best shot at doing that. So what you want to avoid is being at university for 2 to 4 years with no solid group of friends. Go to orientation. Yes, there are going to be a bunch of boring lectures. That's fine. Everyone's sitting through them. You can too. And along the way, you'll make some really good friends. Number 6, and this is a really dumb mistake that I made myself. I was flying into Canada from Pakistan, and it was the 26th of December, right after Christmas. And when I landed in that airport, I was wearing a t-shirt, one hoodie, some pajamas, some sports pajamas, and the freezing cold hit me like a brick in the face. Okay, that was a little too hard. My plan was to get to the airport and then buy it from there, but when I had a look at the prices around the airport, I was like, okay, I'm not paying $500 for a jacket, especially because I just landed in the country. So make sure before you land, you get all of your clothing taken care of. You're wearing the right stuff according to the climate you're going to. You don't want to wear a skiing jacket if you're going to Mexico. Or maybe you do, I don't know, maybe they ski in the summer in Mexico. I don't know what's going on. And number 7, don't buy your books as soon as you land. I know this will be a little bit controversial. People are like, oh, you should buy your books in advance, you should get all your stuff together. No, I've graduated 2 times and I have bought a total of 0 books from my university. 0 books. Yes, how is that possible? Well, there's always going to be a few of those kids in class who buy all their stuff in advance. They pay $300 per textbook. But I was just like, hey buddy, let me just have a look at these, take a few snapshots with my phone, and just do all my homework based on that. Yes, if it's a reading assignment, it gets a little bit more tricky because then you have to take pictures of a bunch of shit, or you can just photocopy them at the library. Of course, don't photocopy the whole book. I don't recommend that. Few pages, that's fine. You'll be paying a ridiculous amount of money for every single book. And if you want to buy 2 books, 3 books per course, you're going to be dropping a lot of money, especially throughout your entire university degree. I would say hold that money, try to find an online copy. If someone has an online copy, ask them for their copy, or at least buy a used one, because as soon as you're done with that course, you're going to ship it off and sell it to someone anyway. There's always going to be demand for these books. That's it, guys. These are my 7 mistakes. Why do I keep doing that? 7 mistakes that you shouldn't make in university, things that I've done myself. Hope you're having a great time watching this video, and if you enjoyed this video, subscribe down here below, whatever you gotta do. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. I post similar content, a lot of random stuff from my daily life, and make sure to catch me in the next one. If you have any other video requests, put them down below in the comment section, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thanks for checking out my channel. Be sure to check this video out and that video, and click the subscribe button right there because you know you want more.